Welcome to the top 10 best horror games on Nintendo Switch. In this video, I'm going to be talking about my favorite horror games to play during the Halloween season.
Halloween represent.
I decided that I want to talk about some popular games as well as some hidden gems. And not to mention, some of these games are actually pretty rare. And there's one game on this list that is guaranteed to scare the absolute life out of you. It's so scary that some people can't even finish the game. And when we get there, you'll know. So, without further ado, feel free to sit back, relax, and let's dive into it. The first game I want to talk about is Oxide Room 104. This game is pretty darn terrifying. Combining escape room gameplay and action, Oxide Room 104 is a bone-chilling single-player body horror game set inside of an old motel. Abducted at the mercy of a ruthless scientist and stalked by a horrible creature, you must try to escape using common sense, just as you would in real life. So yeah, this game is awesome and guaranteed to creep you out. There's different puzzles you have to solve to escape different rooms and go into the next levels. All the different creatures and weird monsters you're going to encounter, you never know what to expect next. You have this constant dread and anticipation. If you're looking for a fun but short horror game, this is definitely one you have to add to your list. So game number 2 is actually going to be 2 games, and that is Fatal Frame Mask of the Lunar Eclipse and Fatal Frame Maiden of Black Water. This is hands down some of the best Japan horror games on the market today. Mount Hakami was once a spiritual place. As the years have gone by, it's become a site of gruesome incidents and mysterious phenomena. This mysterious and intertwined story follows 3 protagonists, Yuri, Mio, and Ren, as each of them explore the mountain, a place where many come to die, and secrets hide. So yeah, not only are these games amazing on the Switch, these are amazing games in general. Amazing gameplay, beautiful graphics, really cool ambient dark music, and it's definitely creepy at times. This is another great game to add to your list. Game number 3 is going to be Medicon. This game is an immersive and terrifying first-person psychological horror, featuring disturbing gameplay and an unsettling and compelling narrative. With the help of a possessed instant camera, connect the human world and the beyond. Solve puzzles, explore your surroundings, and most importantly, survive. Throughout your journey, you are haunted by Medicon, the ghost of an evil murderer who is forcing you to continue a gory ritual started decades ago and commit abominable acts. She wants you to finish her sinister ceremony, although it's not just her you need to worry about. There is more than one evil entity in Medicon, and every character has a disturbing story. This is another great, terrifying game with a fairly short runtime. This is one of those games where you're stuck in one giant house, and I absolutely love this creepy atmosphere. There's different puzzles, different jump scares, constant dread. If you love horror games, this is a must play. Game number 4 is going to be Blair Witch. Inspired by the cinematic lore of Blair Witch, experience a new story-driven psychological horror game that studies your reactions to fear and stress. So yes, as you progress in this game, it's going to realize that you're either creeped out or that you don't want to go to certain places, and it's going to know that, and it's going to use that to their advantage to creep you out. It's 1996, and a young boy disappears in the Black Hills Forest, near Maryland. As Ellis, a former police officer with a troubled past, you join the search. What starts as an ordinary investigation soon turns into an endless nightmare as you confront your fears and the Blair Witch, a mysterious force that haunts the woods. This is another great game. I absolutely love it. It's definitely environmental. As you're exploring this different forest, you also have this dog with you, and he can kind of sense when danger's coming and danger's near, which is really cool, which also makes it really creepy as well. If you're into fun psychological horror, especially that movie The Blair Witch, this game is guaranteed to creep you out. Game number 5 is going to be the Resident Evil Origins Collection. So don't get me wrong, both of these games are absolutely amazing, but my personal favorite is Resident Evil 0. I just love the whole vibe of it. You first start off on this old Victorian train, and then you end up in the facility. I love the story of it, the environment, the characters, all the creepy monsters and things you encounter throughout the game. This is definitely one of the best Resident Evil games out there, and it runs and looks so good on the Switch. If you're a fan of Resident Evil, or you've never played these games before, this is a must play. You're gonna love it, I guarantee it. Game number 6 is gonna be Livestream 2. So this game is a Japan import, but it does have English subtitles. And this story follows 3 different girls who actually have their own YouTube channel on hunting the paranormal and trying to capture paranormal activity. Well, one day they decide to go to this abandoned mall and all this creepy stuff starts happening. I don't want to go too much into the story, but this is definitely a great side-scrolling horror adventure game. The dark atmosphere, the music, the characters, and all the art too. The art is really good. And the jump scares are very well placed, and there's definitely some suspense involved. If you're into side-scrolling horror games, this is another one you have to add to your list. Game number 7 is gonna be The Bridge Curse, which I actually have the special edition for. Let me grab that. Boom! There is the special edition, which I got from playasia.com. Very cool. So this game is a Taiwanese horror game, and it's absolutely amazing. Prepare yourself for a horror story told through a cinematic first-person perspective. In this atmospheric action-adventure, explore the events surrounding one of Taiwan's best-known supernatural incidents, a terrifying campus horror set in the Tonghu University. When 6 college students challenge the urban legend of a lingering female ghost, they awaken a curse that no one knows how to break. So yeah, this game is great. You're going to be using stealth, having to hide in different places. It's freaking terrifying. And for this to be a Taiwanese horror game, it kind of makes you wonder what other hidden gems are out there that haven't been released yet. But yeah, this game looks and runs amazing on the Switch. This is another great one to add to your list. Game number 8 is going to be Tormented Souls. This game follows a woman named Claire, who's on the search for 2 missing twins in this huge abandoned mansion. As you're searching throughout this mansion, you randomly get knocked out and you wake up in this bathtub, and all this gruesome stuff starts happening. This game is insane. All the terrifying moments you're going to encounter, the creepy hallways and passages, and the fact that you can't see what's coming around the corner. This is a great game, and definitely horrifying. And like I said, if you're a fan of survival horror, you're absolutely going to love this game. Another great one that I highly recommend checking out. As for game number 9, it's going to be a trilogy, and those games are Deathmark 1, NG, which is number 2, and then Deathmark 2. These games are horror, interactive, visual novels, and they are absolutely amazing. A strange rumor is spreading throughout the shadows of Tokyo City. A mysterious disfigurement, like a grotesque birthmark, has been appearing on the bodies of certain individuals. Anyone who receives the mark will rapidly die to unknown, horrifying causes. In this game, you're basically searching to break this curse. And I gotta say, the music, the atmosphere, the incredible art, this is a 10 out of 10 experience if you're into interactive visual novels. A trilogy of great games that I recommend adding to your list. And last but not least is the game that I mentioned at the beginning of this video, which is guaranteed to scare the freaking life out of you, and that game is Outlast. Dude, everything about this game is terrifying. The environment, the character designs, you're basically caught in this mental asylum that's been taken over by these weird scientists doing all these weird experiments. You're going to be coming across some weird monsters, disfigured humans, and not just that, but what makes it even more creepy is that you have this camcorder, and when the lights go out, all you have to rely on is your night vision. And don't forget that your night vision camera has a battery, so when that battery goes out, your night vision goes out. So not only are you terrified of these monsters, but you're worried about time and stress of that battery running low. I think it's safe to say that this is probably the most scariest game I have ever played. If there's games out there that are scarier than Outlast, please let me know in the comments, because I'm down to try them. So yeah, if you're looking for the most scariest experience ever when it comes to gaming, Outlast is your best bet. The ultimate game to add to your Halloween horror game list. So even though I said that was the last game, I do have one more bonus game that I want to talk about, and that game is Alien Isolation. This is another terrifying game that does follow the Alien movies. You're stuck on this space station, and yes, there's aliens that have gotten loose, and they're there to hunt you. If you ask anybody about this game, they will tell you themselves that yes, this game is definitely worth playing and it's absolutely terrifying. And surprisingly, it actually runs really good on the Switch, considering how fast-paced it is at times. Yeah, if you thought the movies were terrifying, this is even worse. You're gonna be running away, hiding, trying to be stealth. Even when you think that you are being stealth, it gets you. And when it gets you, it scares the crap out of you, because you're least expecting it. This is yet another amazing game that I highly recommend. And what would a Halloween horror game recommendation video be if I didn't recommend Luigi's Mansion 2 and Luigi's Mansion 3? Both awesome games that I highly recommend checking out as well. Alright, well there you have it. There's some of my favorite games to play during the Halloween season. I would love to hear what you guys have to think, and if there's games you guys recommend that I check out as well, please let me know in the comments below. I'm into anything and everything the Nintendo Switch has to offer. Hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you did, please subscribe. With that being said, hope you guys have a happy Halloween season, and we'll see you guys in the next one. Happy gaming, and God bless. Peace.